Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Will Grayson. I'd like to welcome you to Angel Side by Side. Angel Side by Side, we're on at 10 p.m. every Thursday night Eastern Time, and tonight we're going to have a guest from New York, Mr. John Lupo. But before we get into that, I'd like to just say that Angel Side by Side is part of Holistic Lifestyle Radio, Rockers in Recovery. We can be heard also on Blog Talk Radio and our Twitter's account. And I don't know, we're going to go up to New York in a few. He'll be calling in a few minutes, but I'd like to do my thing and thank Chris, the engineer, for hanging in and holding it down. And also like to thank Mr. John Hollis, wherever you are, Big Johnny. We're back on again. Actually, we never left, but we're on with doing some pioneering stuff, some new stuff with the internet radio screen, so we're kind of putting that together, so just kind of bear with us there. We will be on again next Thursday, and next Thursday we hope to have Dwayne Wade Sr. on. He was supposed to be on tonight, but he got tied up somewhere, and we got Mr. Lupo from up in New York City, Modern Day Miracles, Darryl Strawberry's agent and manager. And we'll be chatting with him to see what they're doing up there. Mr. Lupo and Mr. Strawberry has been involved and helped kick off, Angel Side by Side, and helped me kind of get out of the ruts, as well as Mr. John Cates. And there's a few people that might be listening tonight, and I'd like to thank all of those people. I'd also like to throw out a bone to my children that I hadn't talked to in 5 years, but it's Christmas time, and they called and asked for money. So it's still right for them, and of course I sent it like a good daddy would do. But it's the holidays, guys, and everybody has that holiday spirit, and hopefully you guys are with your families. I know I'm with my family. I'll be with I'll see Mr. Hollis on Christmas Day, and I always see Chris. I can pick up a phone and call Chris at any time, so we're a pretty close-knit family. So God bless everybody, and hopefully you're with your families, and God bless your families too. But I believe we may be going to the phones in a few because Mr. Lupo was supposed to call in, but he hasn't called. So what I'm going to do is take you on a little excursion, a little journey, and kind of bring you up to speed and tell you what I've been doing in the last couple of weeks as far as in the community and reaching out. I had got in touch with the Latin caucus or the Latin mainstream from down in Miami to do some work with some children down there. We do some work with some children through the 501c Right Side Poets. We've had them on the show many times, and right now they're doing a toy drive, and of course Mr. Super does his toy drive every year. So this year we're involved in down in the Latin community, and as well as in the community as a whole, whether it be the Irish community, Italian community. We're going to do some stuff up in Broward County just for the whole county. And we had some people come on to endorse Rockers in Recovery, Angel Side by Side. The Urban League is going to endorse us, and kind of they like what we're doing as far as reaching back and giving back to the community up here. And that's what we do. So if you have any, if you're listening and you would like for us to get involved on any type of level to get us here, you can always call me on 954-328-2400, and I can link you up with Mr. John Hollis, and we can come up with some type of budget and get there and do the job. I'm always at Access as well as Mr. Hollis, but if there's any need to do any kind of interventions or prevention stuff or some consulting as far as treatment or whatever you might need, we cover the bases, everything. And if you go to the website. You can check all of that stuff out, www.rockersandrecovery.com, and hopefully you can continue to help us help you guys by staying on the air and help save and change somebody's lives. So we got a lot of stuff going on these holidays, and these are the days that a few struggle, and we'll be here for you. Like I said, you can reach out and touch somebody. You can call me. There's going to be a lot of stuff going on as far as who's there? Knock, knock.
Hey, it's Chris West. How you doing?
Hey, Chris. Did you hear me all of this time?
Yes, I have. It took me a little while to get my Skype rolling because normally I'm the host and I call in on the host number, and it wasn't letting me call the regular number, so I had to do a little Skype magic to get it on there. But I just wanted to come on and say it's great to have you still with us, Will, here on WRIR and Rocker and Recovery Radio. And just Merry Christmas to you and yours, and thank you for the holiday wishes, brother.
Well, back at you, and it's just funny. I was talking and I couldn't hear nobody, whatever, but I could run my mouth. And yeah, God bless you too, man. You always show up and take it to another level, And I'm going to say this on the air, and I always say that. You're the bombdiggity.com, man. You are responsible for the stuff, especially Angels Side by Side working with me and making me sound like and act like I know what I'm doing. So I just want to throw that out. But
all I had to do was point the ship in the right direction, brother. But thank you very much, and just to give you a heads up, we do have our guest on the line.
Good. And who might that may be? Is that Mr. Johnny Lupo?
This is John Lupo.
How you doing, Johnny?
How are you, Will? How's everything going?
I'm good. I'm going to let you go on a little tear here in a moment, but let me just do my little spiel, okay? For the audience.
You do what you got to do, bro.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is a very close friend of mine who's actually been supporting myself, Angel Side by Side, from day one. He was part of the conception of Angel Side by Side with Mr. Dallas Strawberry, and he's been a big supporter. And he's been a big supporter of what we do in the community, as well as, I would say the spiritual community. And he does this thing up there in New York, and we're down here. And we got a lot of stuff going on this year, John. And, if there's anything you can do, you might even want to come down and come to a couple of the concerts and hang out. But having said all of that, I know you got married. You told me you was getting married. I've seen Daryl, and Daryl had told me you were getting married. Now, I think he might have been performing the ceremony. But I met me a nice young lady, and I'm in the ninth inning my damn self, so I ain't going to wait too long. So I may be getting married next year. I mean, she's a beautiful lady. And I thought I'd never said that. I'm scaring myself. But it's a good thing. It's a beautiful thing. But anyway, enough of all of that. How are you guys doing up there? I spoke with Daryl, I think, last week. Sent him a little text message. He sent me a text message back. I seen him last month when he was down here for a minute. Hopefully you guys can get down here, man, for the 12 Step Fest next year. We're going to have it up here. It ain't going to be in the Keys. So it'll be up here, and I don't know the exact same place, but it'll be in Fort Lauderdale someplace. But I'll keep you in the loop. So tell me what's going on with you, man, and Modern Day Miracles and what you guys doing.
Last couple of months, I got married, as you know, and to a wonderful lady that was actually introduced to me by Daryl about a year and a half ago. So it's amazing how God works in your life. And basically, when I met Daryl, I was at about 2 years ago at a Super Bowl, after the Super Bowl, when New England played the Giants, and I came back and I went to a dinner. I had actually called you that night. Do you remember that, Will? I called you and I asked you, Daryl's here. and you called Dow and you said that was my boy, and me and Dow hit it off ever since. So, that's how God works. Dow was a strong Christian, and he pretty much led me to the Lord, and now my life has changed miraculously. Having the two components, the spiritual side with the recovery aspect, with going to the meetings and working the steps, and having the Christian side really has helped me out tremendously. But I was at that time was looking to get Dow to be a commentator on that movie, Modern Day Miracles.
Right, I remember.
4 separate times I tried to get Darryl to be in on the commentary, and I met him coincidentally probably about 3 times. But God, there's no such thing as coincidences, because eventually I met him. I did that movie. It was a memory from my friend Patty Burke, a person that I found dead due to drugs and alcohol, but not an overdose, but due to results of what happened to his body. He had pneumonia. He got sick, and he died. And we had to break the door down, and me and my sponsor and his mother at the same time found him on the floor. So we were inspired to do this movie, Modern Day Miracles. It's a memory of my brother Robert, who also had passed away many years ago from heroin overdose, speedballing. And I always wanted to do a movie, and basically I was never in my right frame of mind. But after that incident, and after being sober about a year, I was very, me and my sponsor at the time, we made this movie. And things have opened up tremendously right now with the movie. I'm actually working on possibly getting a distribution deal. I was in LA a couple of weeks ago working on some things, and basically it's opened a lot of doors for me, the movie, and right now we're in a lot of facilities, prisons, rehabs. Being bought online, and it's been a blessing to a lot of people, because all the letters that I get from people that help from watching a movie, and from mothers to from a union leader of the airlines sent me they use it as their curriculum right now in their facility. Yes. But just a lot of blessings that came.
Yeah. Can I just jump in for a minute before I forget? Yeah, I just want to tell you that it's part of our curriculum too. At the place where I work at, and we show it to the clients, and it's a very, very powerful movie. I got to tell you, man, just keep doing it and making movies. Anything we can do on this end, just let us know down here. But go ahead, finish your thought. I just want to throw that at you, to let you know that the movie is being shown down here in Florida, not only at this facility that I work at, but at a couple of more facilities also.
Yeah, it's a blessing. It's all about unity, service, and recovery, and that's where I'm at right now. I found a very balanced life right now with my spirituality, with being in the rooms and also being a Christian. Just works for me. I believe, God blessed me, put me in situations now, and He's guiding the way for me. I realized that when I led my life prior, it was all about my will. My will, what I want, what I need, and never really listened to what God wanted. And when I started to tune into that, turning my will over to my higher power, which I call God and Jesus Christ, I realized that it's a lot easier to do things in life. And, all that nonsense, what I was like years ago, I'm still working through my character defects and my, so I'm a work in progress, but, I'm always striving to do better. And, God's just opening doors for me all over right now. Me and Dow started, got a couple of companies we got going on right now. I mean, one company I have, it's a charity company. It's called All Stars for Charities.
Okay.
You can go online, you can check it out, all-starsforcharities.com. And I created this company just to give back to Daryl's foundation for his autism. And what I did is created a product called an All-Star for Charity fruit snack. And right now I'm in the process of getting it up in all supermarkets. We're putting it in Christmas tree shops, movie theaters. We're working on some deal with Walmart possibly, and trying our best to get it out there. And a portion of the proceeds goes to the Darryl Strawberries Foundation.
All right.
Fight for Autism. And we just did an event at Citi Field. We got it into Citi Field. So that's a blessing right there, you know. It's going to be, hopefully a big hit, which we see promise with it going on right now. And, it's about giving back. That's where I'm at in my life right now. I mean, I always had a good heart for that. And I want to give back to helping people, and that's where I'm at. Basically, we have another company. You're going to be hearing about it in January. It's going to be Covenant Cookies, covenantcookies.com. And it's quite unique, this company. It's going to be fortune cookies, which we call them promise cookies, with scriptures inside on one section, regular motivational, inspirational cookies, which is going to be regular messages. And then I put a little tab for all of us. It's going to be called recovery cookies.
All right.
In each cookie, there's going to be a saying from our program and or something that's related to our program about our recovery. Not only drug and alcohol, it's recovery about everything, life in general, but we put that tab in there. And it's going to be baskets. It's going to be a whole bunch of stuff. Hopefully we'll be getting it out there on publicly, TV and stuff. We're setting up some TV shows for next year, and hopefully it gets going and it's a big hit.
Good. That sounds great. Let me ask you this: how did this whole fruition come to about all these things you started to do with Darryl? How did y'all come up with the concept?
Well, obviously, Modern Day Miracles was the movie I came up with. It led into me meeting Darryl. That's moderndaymiracles.net, www.
Thank you.
That's you can find out information if you want it. You could email me too at johnlupo@hotmail.com. But you can buy it right online if you want. But basically, all these other revenue streams came in revenue streams that I thought of was I really truly believe that God puts you in places, divine appointments, divine alignments. I really believe that if you put it out there, God shows up and He helps you.
Yeah.
I just met people, that's who I am. I'm always in the middle of a lot of different things, but I'm doing it for the right reasons. So, I came up with the idea with the charity aspect, and I thought just to subsidize some of the stuff that Darryl's doing, all the stuff he's always going around for people to raise money, because I raised money for Darryl through my Wall Street bet friends for the autism, but I was thinking, how can I help him just by subsidizing some of the stuff that he's doing. So it's not only going to be the fruit snacks, which is called All Stars for Charities Fruit Snacks. It's going to be other products that we're going to put out there, and the thought process behind that is to make products and to give back to his foundation. So every box that's bought, a portion goes to his foundation. Everything that we do, a portion goes back. So that was, when I went to Darryl, I just said, Darryl, I have this idea. What do you think? I had to go through Tracy before that was
Tracy. How's she doing?
Tracy's good. She's doing very well. She's the best. They've both been a big help in my recovery and my life, But she liked the idea, and it's a lot of work. You got to, it's a lot of work. I work down on Wall Street, as you know, and I do that as my full-time job. But, God's opened a lot of things up, and I'm just going through the door and letting God lead the way. And basically, that was that. Darryl loves it. We got into Citi Field this past September. I'm working on getting the Christmas tree shops that are coming up right now. We're working on Clearview movie theaters, which is a big chain up here, about 50 theaters up in the tri-state. So little by little, you know, with some traction, I got into about 60 stores in New York, and just getting it out there, and you know, giving back to him.
Yeah, you know, if I may jump in for a minute, that is great, man, and hopefully, and I know, I'm not even going to say hopefully, I know it's going to be successful. I just want a commitment from you guys right now over the phone when it does become successful. And even if it doesn't, we want to get you guys down here and get you on the air live. Can we do that? Can I get that commitment?
Yes.
Okay, and we want you to come
you
down.
You know, Daryl's just the only, he's, you know how he is, but I'm sure Daryl will be no problem. You know, we're going to do it for my fellow brother, Will.
Oh,
so
okay.
I'll push Daryl. Okay. You text him. I'll text him. You pick him.
Yeah.
As long as his schedule's open, I know how he is, you know. But
yeah, you know, I know. But check this. Let me tell you something that you might not know. And this is the most consistent guy, and I've met a lot of people in my life, that I've ever met in my life. And you know who that is?
Oh.
Your sponsor, Stu. He texts me every single day. Since I've met him, he has not missed a day texting me an inspirational reflection in the morning or affirmation. That to me is unbelievable. I can't get a guy that lives 2 blocks down from me to call me down here, and Stu texts me every single day. That blows my mind. You know what I mean? So tell Stu.
He's the best. Stu is a big integral part of my recovery. God put me in his pad too, and both of our pads. And you know, when I first was coming around, I was going to the meetings, and it was quite amazing. You know, there's a guy I could relate it to, and you know, we were going to these Hoboken meetings, and I met him, and he's the one who introduced me to that kid who we found dead, Patty. And you know. Yeah. I opened a whole new network of people that I never had before. Because I grew up in the Bronx, and you know I wasn't from Jersey, so I never really went to Hoboken. But when I started coming around, they're the best people around. Those guys, they're similar to Bronx people. We're a little better than them, but you know, basically, they were open arms, and you know, it was a big part of my recovery. You know, being plugged in right away. And meeting everybody, you know, and that's how. And I actually met a lot of people through Stu and Patty, who had passed away. They knew everybody. Patty Burke, yeah. Stewie's big mouth, so he knows everybody. So, you know, that was a blessing right there. You know, I mean, God just, you know, how I look at things is that God puts people in my life all the time. You know, and what I do with them or what I feel, you know, I you know, it's a blessing that He puts the right people, you know, and I've learned so much in recovery about acceptance, about living, and about being sober, you know, years ago, tough times coming up right now, December and New Year's Eve, you know, New Year's, you know, for a lot of young people in recovery, first year is a tough one, you know, right. I can remember my first year just being like, you know, anxious and not knowing what to do, and I got through it, you know. I actually told
what would you say right now, and you have the platform to do it, what would you say to somebody out there that may be listening to this show that's struggling? What would you say to them now?
You know, I would just say tune in, keep on going to meetings, and watch the miracle happen. You know, it's you gotta just be consistent with meetings. For the first 2 years, I probably went to a meeting every day. I still go to a lot of meetings, but not every day the way I used to. But meetings. What's the phrase? Meeting makers make. You know,
right.
And the bottom line is, tune in, get a sponsor, or somebody that can take you through the steps, someone that's been through the program, someone that understands the program, and someone that you like. and that you could talk to, and get something out of it by being shown things that you never knew before. And I accept, I tell people, we get cancer or people get sick. What do? You want to get better right away. I say you come to the program AA, you want to get better, go right to the big book. Go right through the steps. Because the longer you wait, the longer your aggravation is going to be. So
okay,
that's what I say.
That's good. That's good. I got another thing. I just want to shift a little bit in the conversation,
Sure.
if we may. I want you to maybe share with myself and the audience, the listeners, about your marriage and how do you feel about being married, and does it take you to another level, or does it kind of make you really whole in your beliefs, and so kind of fill us in on that.
Well, it's funny. How I met my wife was quite interesting. About a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, probably a year and a half ago, Dal was doing a thing at Trinity Broadcasting Network, which is a Christian TV station, TBN.
Yeah,
and
know it well.
Dal calls me up. He's like, Johnny, you want to go to a TV show with me tonight? I'd like to bring you. Dal brings me to the TV show. I go into the green room. We hang out. And I meet this lovely lady there. But I'm a pretty newborn Christian, very early on in my walk. And Dal told her, and, she took my card, and we started, she started helping me with certain things and, trying to meet me with certain pastors and people just to have some fellowship. Dal was helping me out, too, through the process, but it was just developing. We were talking. Long story short, we started dating. And then there was a period of 5 months or 3 months where we weren't dating. Because I'm the alcoholic or the drug addict that I want everything. I want it all right now.
Right now.
Realize that you can't do that. It's too much when you're too much. So I actually went away to Puerto Rico, me and Daryl, to Carlos Beltran's golf outing. This was in November of last year. November of this last year. Imagine that. And basically Big D's telling me we're in the room together. He's like talking about, my stuff, and I'm telling a little bit about, I like this girl, but we're not together. I don't know. He says, bro, just go back and be friends with her. Take her to church and chill out, let the relationship be. So I come back, we start talking. A big part of it is praying together. I'm all about prayer. Your book is Couples Who Pray Together. Good friends of us, Squire Rushnell, I wrote that book, and also God Winks is one of his books. And he actually wrote a chapter in the book for us for our wedding. But Couples Who Pray Together is, we pray every day. We find ourselves that it really gives us strength. And when we started to do that, when I came back from Puerto Rico, things just started to get a little bit easier. There wasn't that pressure. And then, of course, as good looking as I am, she started getting more attracted to me, I guess. And it wasn't all about looks and this and that. It was about developing a relationship with somebody with the foundation of God around it. And it says in the Bible about being equally yoked. If two or more are gathered, it's powerful when you're praying. But when two or more are yoked together, it's even more powerful. And that's someone that believes in similar things you believe, when your religion's together. And, it's not that we say I don't go through my things like we all do. But I find it a lot easier being with somebody who knows me, understands me, and knows that, I'm not perfect. But you know what? We got one big common denominator, and that's God.
Wow, that's great.
And that's my relationship with my wife is good, really good. We pray together all the time. We're always talking about God. We're always encouraging each other. like I said, there are moments when the enemy attacks us. You just, my alcoholism flares up, and I just got to know I'm in my mind too much, and I got to just give it to him and go to a meeting and chill out, and just let it go. Because, when you're up in your mind, there's nothing, that noise gets too much. And, the only thing that I know calms it down is me praying, me listening to praise and worship, me going to an AA meeting, me fellowshipping, and me helping somebody. Whenever I turn my will over and I start helping somebody else, all that stuff goes out the window. It's tough to get that concept, but
it's reality.
It's reality.
Now, does that work, or would it work for somebody, say like me, that right now, what would you say to me? And I'm struggling financially, and that's kind of my dilemma right now. And I know there's a lot of people that's listening are struggling financially, and I know you don't really like going talking about all this stuff because you do it for a living off to the side. And, you're a very humble guy when it comes to this sort of stuff, and me knowing you. You really are. But what would you say with a guy like me that's struggling right now financially, and that's kind of dictating my life?
I really truly believe that you got to look at your vision of what you want to do. Money is definitely an important part in life for all of us, and I believe that, without it, it's very tough to live. And God wants you to be happy. God wants you to make money. All that guilty, all that stuff, throw that away. Because, quite frankly, I believe that God could open any door that you put yourself that you would want to do. And you could create your vision by just believing in what you want to do to make that money. But you got to be in position to make it. Because if you're doing something that you're just going along doing, getting your paycheck, and all you're going to make is $500, $600 a week, $1,000, $2,000, whatever it is, then that's what you're going to make. But if you have a dream to do something, the only way to get that dream out there is put it out there, release the faith that I declare it in Jesus' name that's going to happen. Now, whatever your dream is or whatever your hustle could be, you want to make an extra $2,000 a month, go find it. Go find an angle to make $2,000 a month more, $5,000 a month. But you've got to have a realistic dream, because you put more expectations on it, you'll come up short. You got to come up with something that you believe. Follow your heart. Whether it's the radio thing, building this up more, create more advertisers, but you got to put a business plan together. Without having a business plan, without having your thoughts written on a piece of paper, I'm ADD myself. So the bottom line, you got to put it down, pray on it, meditate, and hand it over to a higher power. Because I believe that, people will be like, you just hand over your thing and God opens doors, or God brings finances in. Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. God will bring finances into you if you allow him to realize what you want and what you need. And there's nothing wrong with asking, I need an account to come in. I need more advertisers to come in. I need this to happen. I need that to happen. And when you put that foundation in front of him, not praying for what you necessarily need or want, but just praying in general about what the things that your vision is, I guarantee God starts opening doors for you. End of story.
All right.
It's happened to me. Realistically, you got to take action. And that's something you got to put yourself in a position, if it's an extra job or something, whatever it is. And then, being smart. And it says being a good steward of your money. Not blowing the money, not doing irrational things, not putting impulsive things in it. When you get the money, hold the money. You know what I'm saying? That's and don't put so much pressure on yourself. Put less pressure on yourself and start praying more. That's right. Start praying more.
Okay, one more question about money, and then we'll move on. What do you think about, or what's your thoughts about that the stuff going on up there in New York, the guys sitting and picketing Wall Street and all that sort of stuff. What's your thoughts on that? What's that about anyway?
Well, you know, people in Wall Street, all these people that are school, college, a lot of majority was college kids, a lot of homeless people there, but they're mad at what Wall Street's done to the economy. And to be quite frank with you, it wasn't Wall Street that did this to the economy. It was the whole economy of all the hierarchy of the politics that goes on in the United States.
Right.
I mean, Wall Street, you know, there's a lot of guys struggling on Wall Street. A lot of people, there's a lot of back office jobs. People got let go. A lot of traders are not there. So when people want to, you know, for me, my thought pattern is that people want to blame somebody. So why not Wall Street? Me personally, I know it's not Wall Street per se. Sure ain't me. Sure wasn't me that did it. You know?
Yeah.
I blame the banks. I blame the big banks for extending all the credit that they did to all these mortgages to people that didn't pay to afford it. And, you know, whose blame is that? I mean, we have a blame that we took the money, but the real outcome is, you know, they lent it and they didn't really have a good, you know, they were loaning money on 5% down, no money down. I mean, it was crazy. But I believe now, I want to give a big shout out to my boy Jeff out there. He's an ex partner of mine. Good guy. We're working on some things right now, but great guy, great Wall Street guy with a unique mind. We were talking about, you know, what's going to happen with the economy. Where do we see it? You know, be quite frank, this is the worst I've ever seen it. I've never seen it as devastating. You know, a lot of people out of work, a lot of people struggling. Not only over here, but it's starting to happen overseas. You know, be prepared that next year that, you know, internationally, a lot of these countries will fall, you know, financially. So I'm a little nervous for next year that a collapse will be coming overseas. So, you know, that will be very effective to all of us because it'll create a panic on our market and their market. But I do believe that, you know, this Obama, which, listen, I think he's a good guy. I think he's done some good things, but, you know, we need to correct some of these things. And, you know, it's just, you know, politics is a game to me. I see it as these guys, you know, the hierarchy is the hierarchy, and that's it. And, you know, you're making money now. You make $50,000, $20,000. You're getting taxed 50%. I mean, you're partners with the government. So how do you get ahead? I mean, you got to make a lot of money to live now. So even as, you know, I mean, there's got to be some incentives that we should all get. I mean, they bailed out all these mortgage companies, all these companies with trillions of dollars, billions of dollars. You know, should have bailed out the whole America with all the money they spent. Bailout, they should have gave everybody some money, you know.
Right.
We bailed everybody out, but you know, it's just it will turn. The market will turn. These are tough times. Hunker down and wait for better times ahead. You know, that's the truth. You know, it's just Wall Street's bad, and I've never seen so many people out of work. Even though these markets are fluctuating higher, you know, this is all air. This is all baloney. So reality's gonna have to set in. I hope it doesn't, you know, but it's gonna set in, I believe.
So you're just saying do it the old-fashioned way, just work and keep doing it yourself, not kind of wait on nobody to do it for you.
No, I mean, you know, entrepreneurial spirit. Look at, you know, I have a bunch of businesses right now. You know, I'm working on a lot of things, but I've always been like that from the old school, a born hustler, but in a good way. You know, I always had that entrepreneurial spirit. You know, I look at people working for companies. You know, a friend of mine worked for Bear Stearns for 20 years. You know, that Bear Stearns fell, he collapsed, lost all his money. Citibank, a friend of mine worked there for 20 years. That firm collapsed, lost all his money. Lehman Brothers worked there for 20 years, collapsed, lost all his money. You know, I'm not saying that working for a big corporation is not the route to go, but you know what? You put your hands in other people's hands, and you're not in the total control of the ship. You know, they make a bad mistake, you get affected. Me, how I look at things right now, I run a little group in Wall Street. That's great. But I'm trying to take back control of my life by owning something that eventually one day I don't have to be in Wall Street. I can do what I want, wherever I want, when I want. And that's building something for myself and not having someone dictate what I have. Building my own company, building my own thing with the right people, people that are believes in what we believe, Christians, AAP, you know, good people that know, you know, that have some spirituality. Because a lot of people out there, I go to work now, a lot of people that are hurting, and they don't really have no spirituality. You know, I'm so grateful to have that program. I'm so grateful to have everything. That's just a blessing to be, you know that, you know, what God's done for me through the program and through being Christian. You know, it's just, you know, not too many people got that. You know, and the first time I understood that, I was like, come on, there's no way. You know, God's going to take this, that. I always had a belief of God, but, you know, the God of my understanding. But I know who God is. I know who Jesus is, and I know who I am. And, you know, I'm a brother in Christ, you know. So, and that's it. You know, once you get that, for me, that's what really made me go to the next level of life, you know, and being comfortable with myself. Because all that low self-esteem, all that self-pity, all that selfishness, all that other stuff, put that on the shelf. Because that's all garbage. And, you know, doing that fourth step, working through that step, learning about yourself, telling another alcoholic your problem, sounds crazy, but you know what? It's relieving. Oh, it's the best thing, man.
You still there? I lost you for a moment.
Yeah.
All right. Well, listen. You keep going. We still got some time. Did we cover everything?
I don't know. We covered everything. I don't know. What else you want to talk about? Life?
Yeah. Talk about life in general, man. You know, you talked about everything that you're doing, and you know, we don't go to break, but if there's any new folks that just maybe tuned in, you kind of can go over the things right quick, and then we'll end it on talking about life in general. So just for the new folks that may have just tuned in, kind of go over what you got jumping off now with you and Darryl and them.
Yeah, we got, you know, one company I developed with Darryl, it's All Stars for Charities. Company that developed products for Darryl and give back to his autism foundation. You can go to all-starsforcharities.com. It's a fruit snack. You know, I came up with a product. I teamed up with a manufacturer that's already in all the movie theaters, and now we're working our way in to get it out there to build for to make some money for his foundation. I have another company called CovenantCookies.com. That's going to be up and running in January. They're going to be Promise Cookie, but they're fortune cookies with Bible scriptures inside. One segment, we got traditional inspirational cookies, and then we're going to have, for the people in recovery like ourselves, recovery cookies. Number's going to be, to write this down when it's going to happen, it's going to be 188 My Cookies. It's going to be our number. You're going to be able to order through the phone, and you're going to be able to order on the website in January. Just God bless me with that, and just, you know, getting this movie out there, moderndaymiracles.net, www. It's about helping people in recovery. It's being shown to a lot of people in facilities now, and just starting to share the message about, you know, unity, hope, and, you know, love, you know, about what it's all about, and, you know, working through problems and perseverance, that no matter what you go through life, no matter what's thrown at you, there's nothing that you can't do if you just put the right things in order. Nothing.
I got you. Well, I'm gonna reiterate and say we'd love to get you in when you come down here. I'd love to get you at the treatment center, maybe UND if you come down and speak and, you know what I mean, speak to the clients and all that stuff. And, again, hang out with me and Johnny Hollis. And, of course, Chris, come on in and we can do the show, however, from the house or whatever. And go out, nice dinner. I'm treating, so you better hurry up and get down here. I'm treating. So when do you want it done? Well, whenever you can get down here, it would be nice to come down. I think Valentine's Day weekend we're doing a free concert. We had some heavyweights. I got to tell you, Liberty DeVito from the Billy Joel Band, Christine Allman from the Saturday Night Live Band, of course Super from Aerosmith. It was off the chain down in the Keys. But we're linking up again. Oh, I can't forget Ricky Byrd. Ricky Byrd was just nominated to the Hall of Fame, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And they're going to be back, most of them, for we're doing a big free concert in the community at the 12-Step House, I believe, in February 14th. And we got a lot of stuff coming up this year as well. And I'll keep you posted on what's going on and keep you in the loop. And it would be nice if you guys came down and, you know, with one of the concerts, come down and support us in that effort. And definitely come down and go to the treatment center. The kids would really love that. And they, like I said, they watched Modern Day Miracles. It's part of our curriculum when they come in.
Now, what are the shows? Every Thursday? Well, every... Yeah.
This show, our show is this show right here is every Thursday, but we run 24/7 on this line and on the internet, Blog Talk Radio, as well as if you go to www.
How's everything going? Good?
Yeah, everything's going good. We're moving along, and like I said, we're in the same process. Johnny has stretched out with the internet radio thing, and we're still kind of building in that area, that arena. We're gonna be big in this area, I believe. It's much better, and it's much more. I think we reach many more people than we did just in terrestrial radio or just in one demographic. So we're all over. Everybody's listening to us all over the world, actually, if they pick up. And we're just doing some social networking now and, again, doing the same thing as you guys, reaching out in the community. I mean, we do these concerts and they're free concerts to the public. They don't charge to come in. And we got to get the stars and the stuff down there. Johnny's ready to go on an Eastern, I almost said Eastern Seaboard, but he's going to do some concerts in the show from here to Boston. Not Boston, to, up north, Boston or one of those towns. I'm not really that familiar. Again, don't take it to the bank. I'll get you the information. But they're going to be doing shows in Philly and D.C. and New York and Boston and Atlanta and, all the way up to the Eastern Seaboard. So we got some stuff and, going on for this whole year. Are you
going to come up? Are you coming up to New York?
I'm going to probably hit the New York one. I'm going to definitely hit that one. Are you there?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'm definitely going to come up to New York and we'll hang out. When they get ready to do the show, I'll fly up and hang out. Hang out with UND. UND come by, we'll hang out, all of us. Maybe go to dinner or something like that. Nothing like that, Ray. I remember the last time that you took me to dinner, and it was, I'm still talking about that.
Cheers.
Ray, where did we go?
Rayos. You can't get in.
Yeah, you can't get in if you don't own a table, or it's like 6 months or 9 months waiting to get in there, right?
6 months, 5 years. You can't get in there, period.
Well, really?
Yeah. You can never get in there. No, 9 months. You try to call for a reservation. They will tell you, have a nice day.
Really?
Nope.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, when I say I...
Good company that night. It's a pleasure. You're a great guy. We had some great meatballs. Great.
Yeah, it was off the chain. But listen, tune us. Hey, Chris, are you on the air? Can you hear us, Chris?
Absolutely. I'm always here.
Do me a favor. Give Johnny some of the stuff that's going on. I mean, as far as where, our call station, our call number, and all of that sort of stuff.
Oh, yeah, you guys can always check us out at rockersandrecovery.com. That's where we host WRIR, Rocker and Recovery Radio. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can hear Angel Side by Side as well as my show, that Sci-Fi Show, Holistic Lifestyles Radio, Rockers and Recovery, Leisure Life Magazine has putting some shows together for those guys. We are just growing bigger and badder. Like you said, Will, when we dropped that terrestrial thing, we didn't lose a single listener. We even upped our demographics by 20% going all internet radio here on WRIR.
How many people you have listening now? How many?
It depends on, the broad number that we'd like to kick around is somewhere over 100,000 listeners, in between 150,000 listeners on average. But whenever we hold a concert or we do a big event, we skyrocket to just no bounds, literally. We blow up the bandwidth on the internet.
Wow, that's great. God, I'm very proud of you guys, man. That's great stuff. And,
well,
best.
Well, you're a part of. You know what I mean? And it's we can't go nowhere but up, all of us, because we're doing the work. You know what I mean? And we're giving back to the communities, and that's really what it's all about anyway. Family, friends. Well, first of all, God, family, and friends in that order. The rest of the stuff is just neck-up stuff as far as I'm concerned. Again, if I may indulge sharing about me, it's always about me anyway. But for a moment, I have been looking all these years, man, and show you how, how out of tune and how to align. I've never been aligned with any type of anything other than myself. So I'm sitting around. My sponsor, John, you met John. He celebrated 30 years. So we're at his party, and I'm sitting next to this girl that I've been knowing for about 18 years. And for some strange reason, something just clicked, and I started talking to her, and we just started talking, and she said, well, we always had a connection, and it was spiritual, She gave me some stuff when I was going through all of my Jerry Springer episodes, and I watched her go through hers, and to make a long story longer, I started seeing her, and she's everything that I've been looking for in all the wrong places. And I usually rescue the women. I got to have 9, 20 kids, mini skirt on up to their neck and, that whole thing. And she's just a plain ordinary girl, independent, owns her own home, a lawyer. And that's her calling now, but she'll have to wait. How much more time we got, Chris?
You got about 3 minutes here. I'm going to start playing the bumper in about 1.
Okay, all right, good. Hey, Johnny, when he plays this, I want you to check this out. I got this. You remember, what do you call it from New York, the DJ? What was Frankie Crocker?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got his theme song, which was always my theme song from when I was a little kid. You'll like it when Chris cues it up. But again, I just want to thank you, man, for being here tonight. You made my Christmas holiday, to be honest with you. I have we have a connection, you and I, and I'm just truly, truly grateful to have you guys in my life and be a part of what we're doing and us being a part of what you're doing. And, you know, we just got to keep on doing it and shooting for the stars. And if we miss the stars, we'll hit the moon, but we'll hit something, you know, and it's just a great thing. And I'll definitely be in touch much more now, because when we do the show, you know, you won't believe this, but I'm doing it from home in the Bay.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's amazing. And we'll be Skyping, as a matter of fact, and hopefully the next time we have you on, which will be next month, when we have you on, and you can we can Skype it and just go through the computer. Can we do that, Chris?
Yeah, I'm not
absolutely.
Skyping.
We're actually working right now to have video feed as well. So we'll be able to do both Skype and as well have you guys be video, so that people can see your faces live on the air.
That's great. I'm happy for you guys. And Will, I want to wish you and your new lady a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And to you, my new friend there, Chris, and I wish you all the best to your family. And, wish you all the best with the Holistic Lifestyles Radio and all your shows that and your dreams come through.
Well, back at you, big guy. Back at you. I think that's probably it, guys. And again, Johnny, back at you. Thank you for being here, and back at you with your families too. And Chris, always, man, a pleasure for being in charge and operating this Borgata. Couldn't do it without you, man. And all you guys listening out there, tune in next week. Don't forget to tune in to Chris's show also, that Sci-Fi Network. And don't forget to tune in next week, same bat channel, same bat station, 10 o'clock Eastern Time, Holistic Lifestyle Radio or RockersandRecovery.com. Angels Side by Side. And good night, Mary, wherever you are. Mary is my mother, guys. I know you're looking down on us, and I'll see you guys later, and have a happy and Merry Christmas, and much love to all of you. Night, night, guys.
Let me love you and give me relief from this awful misery.
What is all this talk about loving me, my sweet? I am not afraid, not anymore, not like before. Can't you understand me? Now, baby, please pull yourself together, do it soon. My soul's on fire, come on and take me out.
With Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to... Has anyone seen the bride and groom?
Sorry, we're here. We were getting lucky in the limo and we lost track of time.
No, Lucky Land Casino, with cash prizes that add up quicker than a guest registry.
In that case, I pronounce you lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Daily bonuses are waiting. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.